what you did, you little jerk.
Welcome back, Jerk Faces. We are back for this is our first filming for the new year. It's good to be back. Christmas and New Year's is over. Thank God. I actually have a life again. So
you have a life?
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Life-ish.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, just be honest with the people.
Yeah. As always, I'm your faithful host, Robert. We got Andy, our backbone. We got James once again, and we have our new guest, our first guest for the year, first time on the podcast. Great friend of mine who we know from our favorite watering hole, Pineapple Hill, Mr. Deven Starder. Welcome on.
Boop, 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 boop.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Yeah.
Appreciate it, y'all.
So how you been, man? Like
it's good to
get
amped.
We had some problems getting people for this first one for the year, but we're glad to have you on.
Thank you.
How have things been?
It's been good, man. I've been working a lot. I between live streaming somewhat full time and working at the bar full time. I've like you had almost no time, but it's been better. You know, it's not like the daily bar grind 24/7. There's so much more diversity, and they get the dogs going, and life's been good, man. Holidays,
That's good, man.
Holidays, yeah.
Well, so yeah, Deven and I, we see each other quite a bit, especially when we go into the bar, and he's usually the guy that serves us, and we always try to take good care of him.
Word.
Now they're taking care of me.
Yeah.
I got brewskis.
Yeah. Anyways, so Deven, how did we all met you at Pineapple. What would you say would be your first impressions of all of us? Like, share with the people how we all kind of met through the bar.
So I met Robert here through a friend of ours, Brandon, who I think has actually been on your podcast
yes,
before.
he has
I
been.
think I saw that. I met you through him via chowing down at the bar. I didn't have exact first impressions. I don't really make first impressions on customers. I try and avoid it.
Yeah.
Because you never know. And that
Right.
started with me making really bad assumed first impressions, and then realizing, oh wow, I shouldn't do that because some people are totally cooler. But no, I already liked Brandon, and I have a rule: if you're a friend of my friends, you're automatically a friend of mine, unless
okay.
That's really cool.
unless there's something funky about you. You know,
Yeah.
like if you make me feel really off, but most of the time your friend will be like, "Hey, this is my off guy."
Don't mind him.
He's
groups,
good-hearted.
Yeah, all groups have the off guy. At least one.
So, but no, I had no real set first impression. I actually thought my thing is I judge people by do they game or not.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Do they watch anime? And then typically I'll just ask. And a lot of times...
check for me. So
Yeah, so I knew that with you right away. And you guys, I figured, are friends with his, so I figured, maybe they're nerdy too. They get down with games and stuff. I actually had no clue that you do jiu-jitsu, man.
Oh yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah, we've had
no
a few,
idea.
we've had a few people on, kind of the cult, as I call them, come on and talk about jiu-jitsu and like what they do. That we've had a few podcasts with that going
It's good
on.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good
we'll
stuff.
have more
It's
too.
great
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something I should actually check out.
You should.
Don't join the cult, man.
No, you got to join it. Life changing.
Yeah.
100%.
But
The time.
yeah, it's funny. Of these guys, like I would be, probably the only gamer. Like James, he kind of jiu-jitsu and like he has his whole thing going on. We have a very diverse group, by the way. Andy's kind of him and I we get along for because we're both assholes. So we
That's true.
True story. True story.
That's a great reason to get along.
Yeah.
He's
We're just very snarky to each other, and we have a similar sense of humors.
Yeah.
So like the first night, like I was, the first night we've told the story a couple of times already, but the first night I was blitzed out of my mind, and I was hugging his toilet for the majority of the evening, and then like, I don't know, like even through my drunkenness, my my assholeness shone through.
Yeah.
And so we just became really good fast friends.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, our one honorary member that's also a gamer and anime fan is not here. We call him Dancing Jason.
Yeah.
He is a crazy funny guy. Just but he's weird, but he's so funny. Like he's funny without trying to be funny.
Yeah, you got to get used to him.
Yes.
But he
He's
loves
very unique.
anime.
Yeah.
He loves One Piece. And
Oh, I like One Piece too.
Yeah.
man, I wish he was here.
I wish
I
One
still
Piece would come
remember-
to an end.
Oh yeah, because it's
anybody
been going
hears
on for
this,
like what,
listen
like
to
15
this.
years?
20 years.
Oh my
20
God.
years.
So it's in the actual episodes that are in dub right now that are still like, or sorry, subs are I think like 1100.
Wow.
Or like 1200
Yeah.
episodes.
Because it's been going on since '99.
Yeah.
I remember when it
Earlier.
started.
Yeah.
99, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 years.
A lot of anime, man. It's been going forever. Dragon Ball just had a new movie come out, and it's
I
been
saw-
going since
I heard-
Oh yeah.
the late 80s.
Yeah, that's been
Nuts.
Yeah, and there was like a resurgence of Dragon Ball, like Super, right?
Yeah, Super came in and brought a bunch of fans in.
Mm.
It was really cool. It's a great. They also picked up a trading card game. I play trading card games, so I'm in that universe. And
Okay.
Dragon Ball Super developed a very fast-paced, competitive, money-making trading card game. That's a lot of fun if you guys ever play trading card games and you're open to that kind of stuff.
my
if you're not, fuck it.
Yeah, when the card game that I got into kind of in that realm was Magic the Gathering. I had in elementary school, I had a friend who his mom was an artist for them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
They
she-
have the best art of any card game out there, flat out.
yeah, it
Magic
was
the Gathering's
fucking
art's
amazing,
phenomenal,
and we
yeah.
got free cards all the time. It was awesome.
Okay, now that's lucky as fuck.
Yeah,
Some of those cards can be worth a lot of money, especially if you still had them.
because that was back in like the mid '90s. So yeah, like those cards they don't make anymore.
No, they don't.
And I'm pissed because I've been scouring, trying to find my cards, and I can't find them.
Do you guys, Andy and James, do either of you have collectible hobbies?
I used to. I mean, back in the day, basketball cards.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
still
nice,
have some.
nice.
Yeah.
Basketball
Yeah.
cards are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the comic.
really
I was like kind of into comic books. I don't have any collectible comics, or they never lasted, or my mom threw them away while I was in summer camp or something. But I did collect the cards, like the comic book cards.
Oh, the comic book. Oh,
Yeah, where it has like the power status and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
that's dope.
yeah, that was about it.
I like hobbies. Any type of hobby.
I had like the one collectible hobby that I had, which I still have all of them, is my dad and I we collect because we're huge auto racing fans, so we have a lot of diecast collectibles. We have probably close to about like probably over 1,000 diecasts from just throughout the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, just your
That-
family collecting them.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
really cool.
Yeah, we used to have a whole setup in like one of the rooms in the house, but we got so many that it's just that we couldn't fit them all in there. So like right now they're in a storage in the attic, but yeah, it's like all like the NASCAR diecast collectibles.
They're heavy.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my. And now it's like gaming is kind of like I'm not like the serious collector. Like you get those people that are collecting like all the NES games in the boxes and they're sealed and shit like
But
that.
you play a lot of the classics.
I do play a lot.
A lot.
I don't. I don't have
A lot of people I
the.
know don't play all the classics still.
Yeah, I don't have the money to get like the old like NES carts and stuff like that. But yeah, I still love playing the old games and. So speaking of which, you're a huge gamer. You do Twitch, and you've been doing more of like kind of the battle royale scene. Like, was it Ring of Elysium is the game you're playing right now?
The game I'm playing is Ring of Elysium. If y'all don't mind me throwing a plug in for
That-
Ring of
no,
Elysium,
go
it
for
is a
it.
phenomenal game. If you guys do not play video games and you're open to video games and you want to get in the modern video game kind of aspect, it's the battle royale kind of variant, which is very popular now. But this game has BMX bikes and snowboards
Yeah, I
and
saw-
gliders and grapplers and all this other stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's great. It's great. Honestly, it's a good outlet to doing cool shit. You don't just have to shoot everybody all the time. You can ride around and have fun.
Yeah,
It's cool. I love it.
But my question is like, where did your gaming interest start? Like, what was your first game that you ever played? Like,
My first game that I ever played actually predates me. was the original Atari system with the
Oh, fuck yeah,
damn.
me too.
Oh, wow.
the up and down pog kind of.
Yeah, the joystick essentially.
So I grew up mostly in Los Angeles, but my family's all from the Midwest, and I'd always go back and visit my grandparents. And my grandparents had my uncles, my mother's younger brothers consoles, and also her younger sister would keep up with like the Sega stuff and all that when it came out. So I got to always play the old school games. And in Indiana, everything's real cheap, and we weren't super broke back then.
Right.
So they had every game. Like
Oh,
the
nice.
game came out, we had it. Then I remember my first game that I got really intense on was Diablo 1. When Diablo 1
Oh,
released,
shit, yeah,
I
that
was a
was
really young kid, and I was being taught by my mom's current boyfriend, who actually worked for Unreal and was doing like
Oh,
Unreal
really?
graphics and
Damn.
or worked for the people that did Unreal Tournament. Sorry, they did Baldur's Gate and stuff like that. The people he worked with. So I got really, really involved in Diablo because of that, and it took on this like new idea of what. I think that kind of set in my mind what games should be until later on when I got involved in like an Xbox and stuff like that. But this was also I would basically play Diablo 1 and then close it out and play a couple games of pinball and go to bed.
Yeah.
If you guys remember the old
Yeah.
pinball, yeah. So Diablo was really the biggest factor that got me obsessed with gaming. I had to beat Diablo. I had to have the best necromancer. I had to be the best player. I had to follow Diablo 2 and all this sort of stuff. And then I got into card games. I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. My mom went to Vegas when I was like 12 years old out to go have fun with her friends or whatever. I stayed with some friends. She comes back and she goes, "Oh, I got you a gift." All right, cool, whatever. What's it going to be? You know what I mean? At the time, I think I was 10 or 11 years old. I was just playing Gaia Online and MapleStory
Oh yeah.
and Ragnarok Online. And she opens up the Xbox, the first Xbox that ever came out
Oh,
for
wow.
me. So she had won, I guess, a bunch of money, and they're like, "Oh, you can pick up an additional prize to whatever you won." And she picked the Xbox for me.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Halo. Halo changed my life.
It changed a lot of people's lives, really.
You played Halo, huh?
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah.
You get into Halo when it came out?
No.
Not really a gamer
I'm
growing
probably
up
the only
either?
one that in here that is not into games. I don't know about Andy, but
No, I mean, no. I mean,
feel bad.
the last console system I had was Sega Genesis.
mine was Super Nintendo. I was just really into like back then
shit.
Nintendo, Mario, Zelda,
Yeah.
and then Super Nintendo, Street Fighter 2, and then that was
Yeah.
it.
I just
Fighter
couldn't keep
2,
up,
that's
and
dope.
like my
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
wouldn't let me because my grades sucked or whatever. And, it's like he's like, yeah, if you get good grades, then we'll get you one. But I never got good grades, so it was like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
In
right.
high school, my friends loved StarCraft, Counter Strike.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just personally never got into it, but
Yeah. I mean, I got
it's
in
not
high
for
school.
everyone.
Yeah.
Gaming is not for everyone. People may say, "Oh, you just haven't found the right game." No, some people just don't want to sit in front of a screen and play video games. You know what I mean? It's not
There's
for
nothing wrong with that.
it's cool though. It's fun.
Yeah,
for
and then in
sure
high,
it's fun.
in high
It's
school,
cool.
Yeah.
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 Well, I remember.
is
So you got into PC gaming really kind of early. And that's why. Is that what kind of like made your? Is that why you're more into PC gaming than
So the
console gaming?
opposite. I actually started on PC gaming just because that's how Diablo started out.
Okay.
Once the other games I played, you know what? Actually, so correction, I didn't get into PC gaming, but I gamed on a PC. So I played on a Mac for years and years and years.
Oh,
I didn't.
God.
Yeah, there was no because I didn't.
I
play,
mean, I'm not much of a gamer, but like I've never heard that.
Yeah,
Or, like
pretty
someone
much.
who
I should put a
plays, like-
pistol in my mouth. I know. I get it.
Because because
I never
everyone
would do it.
every like kind of serious gamer I know, I've never seen a serious gamer use a Mac to
So-
play games.
This is why I don't call myself a console or a PC gamer until literally last year. So, I started playing things like Gaia Online, which was a forum-based game where you would just build an avatar and walk through a small little city, and they eventually developed like a 3D variation of the game. It doesn't really matter, but it was all textile. There was no real need. And the other games I played were Flash-based, which Mac has always had Flash, so it wasn't
yeah.
really a stress. And that was just on PC strictly, other than like Diablo, which Diablo also had a Mac variant. Later on, when I got the Xbox and I started playing Halo, then I became a console player, and I only played console. I got Xbox, PS3, Nintendo 64. I had already had, and Super Nintendo I had previous from younger points, but I didn't really keep up with a lot of those games because the classic games for me, I was one of those kids that like I had to play with like my neighbor or the people that were there, and I had to be better than them. And if I wasn't better than them, then
I know, what's the
I would just
point?
stop playing. I'd be like, fuck that game. That game sucks. I don't want to play that game. No, the game doesn't suck. I suck. So I just stopped. I stopped playing a lot of the classic games. I moved on to the first-person shooters. I actually, what was a big opening for me was my friends Duncan and Connor, who may actually watch this and come in here and there on my Twitch, and hopefully you guys see this because I love you guys. We started playing, actually right here in Sherman Oaks, Milliken Middle School we met. We started playing Halo 2 and 3 together, and then Call of Duty, was it World at War? I don't remember. One of the old shooter Call of Duties came out. We played that like crazy, and then somebody found a way to hack an Xbox and make it so you could play with other people, and that's when shit got crazy. So all my friends in school were like, the one smart kid there was like, yeah, I'll set up your Xbox. I'll set up your Xbox, which it was really like his older brother or some shit.
Yeah.
He was just like making the money and giving him a cut. There's no way this guy knew what the fuck was going on. I look back at it today and I'm like, no, you didn't. No. There's no way. And if you did, I hope you're building NASA's software or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was great. Yeah, dude, open lobbies before open lobbies were a thing. And then they made Xbox Live and we all just like went nuts.
Yeah.
So Halo 2 and 3 was fantastic. So that was a big aspect for it.
Yeah, I because my start was also on Atari. Just friends of my mom, they had an Atari. So you play like the, all those like Kaboom and those type of games. But my first, because I started out with console gaming, I was an NES guy. I remember. I think it was 93 or 4. I got my my NES. And
I'm the youngest person here.
You are the youngest person here.
Severely obvious. I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
So I remember getting the original Super Mario Brothers and Double Dragon. So Double Dragon was like the first game I ever played.
I actually don't know that game.
And I still
What?
I really don't.
You really are young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
You know what's crazy is like I said, I probably could go to my grandparents' house today and find this game there, but I don't remember half of.
If you after this, if you go onto our the channel page for our podcast, you go to Robert's show Up by Up Down. He has a playthrough of the first Double Dragon.
I still can't fucking beat that game. I've never beaten that game. It's a pain in the ass.
He's got a grudge with that.
I
game.
like
Yeah,
that.
I know. When we were filming it, he was cussing like all sorts, and he was getting so frustrated. He's like, "Fuck this shit!"
Well, back in the day, man, games didn't have a beatable mandate. Like you didn't have to be able to beat the game.
Well,
Like if you look at Tetris and Pac-Man and stuff like
yeah.
that, they were developed to continuously run until the computer couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah, well, Pac-Man has an infamous glitch in it. Like once you get to level 255, it glitches out.
Yep.
And they actually made a new Pac-Man game called Pac-Man 256, and it's a continuously scrolling 3D Pac-Man game, but you can't go backwards because otherwise the glitch will kill you. They have like a scrolling glitch that comes up to the from the bottom part of the screen and it kills you.
Oh my god. Huh. It's just like games like that. They didn't really. All they did was build a game, and what they didn't realize was they were gonna. I mean, they probably realized it, but they would just go infinite.
Yeah,
for the most part, not infinite, but until it would die, or essentially just circuit out. Or
the thing with because a lot of the older games, for the most part, were ports of old arcade games that were kind of the coin-op games. Double Dragon was a port of a much better arcade game that they made a terrible NES port of, and the problem with that game is after like the third like halfway through the third level, it all of a sudden becomes some it's a beat 'em up. Like a Final Fight or one of those type of games or Turtles in Time, and then all of a sudden it becomes some sort of platforming game, and the controls are terrible. So it's fucking impossible. Fuck that game.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I will eventually, before I die, I will beat that game.
That's a
I will
life
find
goal
out
right
the
there.
ending.
I know. Famous last words.
Yeah. I've never beaten Super Mario, the original. Nintendo
You haven't
one.
beat. It took.
That's a hard
I'll be
one,
honest. I didn't beat that until about 10 years ago. Yeah. I would get like to like the last world, and fuck it.
I'm a really bad classic gamer. I wouldn't play it to the end. I'd play it until I got frustrated enough to say
Same
fuck
here.
it and toss it.
Yeah.
And once I tossed it, it was like, I won't play you again until my frustration's gone. But that's also because I have a limit to how much I can take, and I'm probably leaning too much. But I have a limit to how much I can take with the same level over and over again, which is funny because if you look at shooters, they're doing the same thing over and over again, but it's different ways. And
I think it's.
I get a laugh at kids. Noob.
Yeah, because with the games that I grew up with,
Here's my nuts.
It's like it was one of those things where, if you bought that game or you rented that game for the weekend, that was the game you played. So good or bad, you fucking played that game.
True that.
And
True
that's
that.
so it's
That's
build
true.
this resilience in you.
Yep, I get that.
Okay. So that was how you got your start in gaming.
Dofus. Dofus was the number one game in my
Dofus.
life.
What's that one about?
If you guys have never seen Dofus, if you've never heard of it, it's a turn-by-turn MMORPG. It is the best game to be ever created.
Really?
I think you had shown me some clips from that game.
It's really hard to get people into it, but it's easy to get people that don't game into it because it's literally tactical chess with a constant played race or character that you level up through time. Max level is 200, which could take a new player 2 years, 3 years to get to. It takes forever, so there's no end to it. It's 150 dungeons. It's a looter. It's a grinder. It's no monster fighting if you don't want to. You can just dress up funny, run around, buy houses and merchant stuff and sell items and create items. It is the best game I have ever played in my life. To this day it overtakes Halo for me.
Wow.
It overtakes any classic game I've ever played. I played it for beta in December of 2012. I still to this day log into my character and play.
Wow.
It's 15 years, 16 years.
Do you
It's called Dofus.
Dofus. Do you like you're a doofus? Kinda,
Yeah, I
like
was thinking about
DOFUS,
that,
yeah.
Okay.
It's French for egg. It's it's about collecting magical eggs that boost your character stats. It's really the most phenomenal game.
Yeah. Do you have like a particular genre of game that you like more than another, or are you just like looking for something that's interesting to play with? Like,
I'm highly specific about unique playstyle and fairly unique art. I can't play, and I'm sorry to do this to the masses, I can't play things like Fortnite. And I'm not against Fortnite. Everybody talks.
I'm the same way.
It's just things like that. So Dofus is also very cartoony, but there's no like too cartoony or too animated real life. There's certain aspects that I look for in the game that if it's like I just can't do that. CS:GO, I'll never play it. Never played it, won't play it. I downloaded it to try and get involved because I'm in the competitive circuit and that's like what I like to do. And everybody there is like all about CS:GO. You cannot aim down sights. Fuck that game. The people that made it, fuck you too. I love you, but kind of fuck you too. If you can find me at MMO Van, you can come talk to me. We'll talk about it. I'm gonna slap you in the face. Dumb game, dude. So if you can't aim down sights, it's stupid. Also, other games have things where it's like the Fortnite thing. It's the animation's just too cartoony. It's too gimmicky. It's also
So do you like more like realistic like games then, like where it's kind of more like wow, you're kind of like a not only like a gameplay guy, but you like the graphical like.
So I like games with the WoW format for MMORPGs, and then I like first-person shooters. That's the best way to explain it. There's no graphic specifics, but what I look for is quality and competitive play. So because for me, if I'm gonna game nowadays, I want to find. I want a reason to do it, and I want to be able to top a leaderboard. I want to be in a rankings or in a standings or recognizable in a community.
You want to compete.
I want to compete, yeah, and also,
Yeah.
but also like MMORPGs, like things like WoW. These give you atmospheres to. I live a very long life working at the bar where sometimes it's 60, 70 hours a week. Sometimes it's way less, and I get really lucky. Sometimes I'm dealing with drama from the ex-girlfriend, who becomes a girlfriend, ex-girlfriend every other day. You know what I mean? Like, they're
Been there,
impossible.
done that.
Yeah. So my big thing is finding a game that I can kind of submerge myself in. And for MMORPGs, I don't look for the same thing as in first-person shooters. What I look for is a community that is filled with players that want to full dive.
Yeah, like they're
like Terra online.
Yeah.
They want to jump in and they want to like fall in love with the character creation, and they want to actually role play. A lot of things that have left the gaming, a lot of things that have, something that's left the gaming world specifically is role playing. A lot of RPG games are RPG games, but no one comes in and goes, "Oh, I'm my character. Nice to meet you," and acts like their character. Everyone goes, "Oh, I'm my character. Oh, yeah, my name's Deven. Blah blah blah. I work at a bar." Blah, blah. Like, it's so hard to find somebody that won't take it to that personal level and wouldn't just want to have fun as I'm Obon.
So like the imagination part is like
it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. People come into games and it's like, I want to have the best gear. I want to outgrind you. I want to outlast you. I want to do all the dungeons faster than you. I think that's the way I'm going to get. No one gets in and
they
goes.
forget the adventure, the fun.
So
of
there's
it.
So there's like that corporate play has been lost within
and
gaming.
That's a huge thing. Yeah, it's absolutely it. It's been it's so few and far between. And what's even worse is, I'm gonna get real deep right now about this real quick.
Yeah, go.
When it's RPGs, especially, let's take WoW as an example. But the game I typically played was Dofus. I've also played things like Terra, Guild Wars. I've played if there's an RPG, I've played it. These battle royales and first-person shooters, I don't expect this to be a thing. But when you come into a role-playing game, if all you care about is finding the best gear and decking out the best character and beating the best dungeons and making sure you get to the top tier level of the game, you miss so much of what the people developing the game were trying to create for you. And a lot of these RPGs come from anime. They're inspired from anime, things like .hack and things like...
Fuck yeah, that's a good... Yeah.
Yeah, and like the original like PlayStation games.
Sword Art Online is another one of those, too.
It's another variation of that. Yeah, it's one of the newer ones. But those types of games, like the .hack series that wound up being on PlayStation, was a wave of influence in Japan, a wave of influence here in America and in the gaming industry as a whole. That was what we watched it for, was the fact that the characters got stuck in the game. They were real. It was like feeling it. Even in the animation, the people are live and they're diving into a game and then they become so obsessed with the game.
They become that character.
Essentially, yeah. But that's why you watched it. So for me, when I go into an RPG, I want to see the next person that I run into to be like, "Oh, hi, I'm Sonabi. I've been here for I've been playing for so long. I have this guild. This is my clan. These are my friends. I don't want to ever get asked my real name. I don't want to get asked where I'm from, what I do. I want to talk about my character stats. I want to talk about what guild I'm part of. I want to talk about this part of the game, this island, this land, this environment." And the people that do that, this is where it gets deep, and this is what's really fucked up, are the people that are harassed the most, and the people that are made fun of the most, and the people that are probably the more awkward in real life. It's the people that really actually care about the game that almost aren't accepted within the game atmosphere, because a lot of these people care about being the best. These people that really care about role playing and enjoying, what would be Tynella the Cradle,
Yeah.
They get brushed under the rug as like freaks or weirdos because they want to actually play as the character. That's the fuck we're here for, people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sorry, that just eats my ass up, man.
I agree with you in that too, because not necessarily with like the MMOs, but like an RPG that speaks a lot to me. That was one of my favorites growing up was Dragon Quest. Dragon Warrior here in America, but it's Dragon Quest. And what the creators of that game did is your character, you're a lone character in that first one. There's no party members or anything like that. You name your character, so it's like you kind of take on the role as this character, this legendary hero, or this descendant of the legendary hero, and you take on this role. You become that character.
That's the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they're trying to make you feel like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was what it's a simple but difficult RPG, but it's kind of that was the point of the game. It's like it's not such and such hero that and has a whole backstory. There's a backstory to the game, but you are the character. You're the one that's fighting the Dragon Lord that's trying to rescue the princess. That's going around trying to restore the world. And now that's what made the game great. And
nowadays, it's all about what software is it running on.
fuck that. Like,
what hardware are you running on? Hey, you got a better graphics card than me, bro?
yeah.
I just got the 2060, bro. I got the 2060.
It'll sound like fighting words.
That's the
annoying.
gaming equivalent. Do you lift, bro?
Do you live?
No, it is. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Been
And
trained, bro.
it's fun. It's fun when you're in that atmosphere and that's what you're looking for. But when you're first person shooters will always be that. Everyone's always going to ask, what hardware are you running? What are you doing? What's this? And it makes sense because any fraction of a second counts to whether or not I'm going to take money home or you're going to take money home.
Right.
But when you're playing games like fighting games and Dragon Ball Fight, like Dragon Quest. I don't know Dragon Quest very well. I'm sorry, but I think of things like the Dragon Ball Z series of games, like Dragon Ball Evolution, all that other stuff, and Ultimate Fighter and
Budokai and all those.
Yeah, and Budokai. You're there to have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not there to be better than your opponent by the last split second. And if you are, fuck you.
Yeah.
From half of the gaming industry, because I can speak for a lot of people on that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you and I we're RPG guys. Like I've played, and I'm more of a console RPG guy. I didn't. My PC.
Someday this guy's gonna get a PC, and it's not because they're better. They're not Master Race, but someday this guy's gonna get a PC, and he's gonna understand.
No, I know. I'm not anti PC gaming. It's just it's hard. It's a little. I will say it's a little harder to keep up with the PC stuff as opposed to console stuff. I can kind of it's
He's
more
wrong.
Okay.
It's okay. I love you.
I roll you can hear me rolling my eyes from over here. So yeah, but no, so as far as like what I have, people can't really see it, but I have essentially every console known to man over there.
And that's actually what I think is really cool about Robert. He plays a lot of variety and a lot of different stuff. And actually, there's almost no gamers like him anymore. He's a rare breed.
Yeah, because I have
a great rare breed for real.
Yeah, because
very rare.
I go from I can go back and I can enjoy like Super Mario Brothers 3 or Dragon Quest 2 on NES. I can go, but then I can also go to. Like right now on PS4, I have the new Spider-Man game. I have the new Assassin's Creed game. I love those too.
A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people they can't change. The big thing is the art style and the play style. So like if you really like something specific and once you find it, a lot of people will just go, oh, okay, I'm going to stick to this. I'm going to play a game. Robert likes the idea of figuring out the game again and doing it again, and that's very unique and very cool.
Yeah, well, and cool. Something I found from because I've evolved as a gamer. I started out like with NES, which is fuck those games are hard, and it's like I beat like one of the hard games on NES, notoriously hard game is Battletoads, and I beat that game as a kid. No Game Genie, anything like that. I just grinded.
Oh my gosh!
I remember
Game Shark and Game Genie all day long, dude.
I remember I grinded through that game and beat it. I come back to play that game. It's like, fuck, how the hell did I beat this shit? Like I can't now. Like I have.
You can't beat it now, can you?
Now I have the same problem everyone else has. How the fuck do you get past the turbo tunnel? There's a notorious area like that's. You're having to. You're scrolling very fast with this one tunnel. It's called the turbo tunnel. There's all these obstacles you have to like dodge, and it's fucking impossible. And I don't know how I beat it.
Hey man, it's that dude. This is another thing. It's really big in the industry, and a lot of the guys that I stream with and I play with, they're around, but some of them don't get it. The guy I was talking about earlier that I had happened to run into, or I had been streaming and he had come in, Forrest. He's younger than us, and one of the reasons he's as good as he is because he's as younger than us. When there's like a peak age, and I would say it's between 15 and 19, where your reflexes and your response time for gaming is like never going to be better. But it's also like if you think about anything. I mean, as a fighter, someone who does jiu-jitsu, you probably understand that there's a reason why once you get to a certain age, people look down on you in a fight versus someone younger because you can't take as much.
That's true. I mean, just this past weekend, it was crazy. Donald Cerrone fought this new dude. I think his name is Alex Hernandez, and Alex was just talking mad trash, saying, you're an old man. Dude, get your geriatric ass off that horse. But Cerrone smashed him. So that worked out for the better. He taught him a lesson. But yeah, time gets.
It does
the
happen
best of
like that.
everyone.
Experience.
Yeah, experience.
There's a kind of like business. There's like the profit to
Profit to loss.
no profit to loss. I'm trying to think of there's a very specific term. I don't know what the exact term is. Almost like profit to loss or cost effectiveness, but essentially, when one goes up, the other one goes down, and as you get older, you compensate with your skill with experience.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
It's called
it really
experience.
comes out. Yeah, it really comes out. Yeah, it's called experience, but yeah, it really pays off sometimes in situations where
Yeah.
someone may somewhat have more skill than you did at that time.
Right.
But if you're 50 fights more than they are.
Dude, yeah, Cerrone, that was his 40th fight.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
crazy. 40th fight.
that's
but
crazy.
It worked out, but a lot of other times, especially with fighting, because it's so brutal. When you pass your
Yeah,
prime.
very taxing on the
BJ
body.
Penn, sad. He lost. I think his past 5 or 6 fights. He lost. The other
It's age.
couple weeks. Yeah, it's age. It gets especially with combat sports stuff. But I'm sure with other things in life too.
Anything.
It's with anything too, because it happens in like the baseball too. Like you have you have the wily veterans where they lose the quickness that they had, but they know if I place myself at this part of the field, I don't have to move as much, and I
Right.
still I look like a freaking genius. It's
Technique,
like, yeah.
experience.
It's true.
Experience.
Yep.
And same thing with in the racing community too. Like there's a lot of like old guys that they end up like they might not quite have the same reactions, but they know what to like I know what the racetrack is going to do. I know where I need to place myself, and I'll be there at the end of the race, going for the win. I might not lead the most laps, but I'll be there at the end. They know what to do.
It could be something as small as moving your finger up and down, but if I move my finger up and down 1,000,000 times more than you, I'm going to move my finger up and down more accurate and faster and more efficiently. It could be something so small. It's just doing it enough. Your
Right.
body just gets used to it.
Yeah, that muscle memory.
Yeah. But yeah, so for me,
He's like, I know all of this. I know so much. This is what I do.
Muscle memory
James
is
like,
huge.
yep,
It's
yep.
huge. Technique.
And everything though, like for games, the reason why the age thing is a big thing and the muscle memory is a big thing is because, even when today I was like so happy I changed my setup. I changed my setup as in like moving my monitors and like moving my keyboard and mouse around. That makes a big difference for me because it's getting me to a position where I'm comfortable and I can actually stay put for a while. Where my hand's now going to moving left or right. I know how far I'm going to move without even knowing it. It's just the muscle memory. My body knows what to do and it's more comfortable. I don't know. It's crazy.
yeah, it's
Makes
like
sense.
True.
so. So what does gaming mean to you? Because there's a lot of people that say, oh, well, it's just a stupid kid thing, and like it's you're wasting your life, blah blah blah. And I've heard that my whole life. And to be honest, and personally why I love gaming so much is, and why I was into RPGs. A lot of it's like an interactive book, and I love reading. And playing those games, you're reading a ton, and you're doing problem solving. There's I play a lot of puzzle games. And
Your reason's much more wholesome than mine.
well,
Have you seen those anime girls' tits? I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Now there is an aspect of that I like too.
Okay,
but,
I was kidding. Let's calm down, Robert.
Yeah, but no, for me, gaming is like it's not just especially now. A lot of the gaming isn't just like a kids thing. There's a lot of like really deep storylines. There's a lot of critical thinking involved. There's a lot of good stuff that's involved. It's good for people, and
They just did a stat, or a demographic or a stat or whatever, like a whole report on it. Most gamers, I think it's something like 60% or 62 or 61% of the gamers are 21 and older, 22 and older.
right.
I've heard.
It was our generation.
I can
In fact, a
believe
lot
that.
of the current generation isn't even gaming anymore. A lot of the very young kids, like the kids that are, extremely young maybe, but I think that the numbers were like 6 to 14, that the amount of people that have gamed, so when the first Xbox came out versus when the most recent Xbox came out, the sales were higher, but the amount of kids that bought it versus the amount of adults that bought it were less.
Yeah.
The amount of adults buying it for their kids were less. It was people buying it,
For
in their
themselves,
20s,
yeah.
for themselves.
Right.
And the reason for that is honestly, I don't know. It's a difficult thing. I feel like when they get into their teens, there's a lot more teens gaming.
I feel like you could not game all the way until you're like 12 or 13, and then when you're 12 or 13, your friends all game, and you go, okay, I'm gonna game.
Yeah, because I didn't start until I was about like 8 or 9.
Heavily.
Yeah, and that was like, yeah, and even then, like, it wasn't like heavy gaming. That was more like, right around like high school is like when I got like really into it.
I think I actually watched a whole YouTube video about it the other day from somebody who does a lot of YouTube videos about this kind of stuff. I don't remember his name, but he's Gameology posts some of his stuff sometimes. He's talking about how a lot of these people that say shit like this just need to shut up, and specifically because there's stats to prove otherwise. Especially like people that say gaming is not beneficial or lazy, like you were saying. As for beneficial, it's been proven to improve hand-eye coordination. They use programs to improve sports players' hand-eye coordination. They use programs to enhance, drivers and pilots and all these other things because there's ways to get benefits. And video games offer all of these difficult challenges because you have objectives to complete, and you're not thinking about whether or not it's hand-eye coordination or whatnot. It's strictly just fun and gameplay. They're doing it now in hospitals, even for people that need to walk, paralysis patients and stuff.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, VR is becoming huge, especially in the therapy industry. I'm in that industry, and I mean, the sky's the limit, right?
Have you encountered any of such therapies?
No, I would love to incorporate that though. I mean, but in some hospitals they use Wii. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, the Wii, yeah,
hand-eye
definitely.
coordination. We used to do that at Northridge Hospital. But
Forces exercise on people. That
Oh
don't
yeah,
get out.
and it's
like
fun
the Wii
too.
Sports. Yeah, get
yeah,
them
the Wii
up
Sports,
and,
exactly.
moving their bodies.
Yeah, but my buddy Chance Glasgow, who I want him to be on this podcast, he's in the VR industry, and he said it's gonna blow up.
It
what I
will.
mean? So, yeah, I mean for healthcare, for rehab,
It's
for
being
sure, I think
applied
it'd be
to
awesome.
so many things. I mean, augmented reality and VR headsets are about to be
Yeah.
serious. I mean, VR headsets are already starting to get as small as a beer bottle on the front of your face.
Right.
And they're going to get smaller and smaller and cooler and better and amazing.
More accessible.
Oh my god. So excited.
Yeah. Just one small step away from holodecks.
Yeah. Holiday. Oh, wait, they still have. Wait, what'd you say?
Holodecks. From Star Trek.
Oh, I thought you said holiday.
I thought you said hollow dicks too. I was like, they already have hollow dicks. They got porn VR. I don't fuck with it.
Oh, Andy.
No, but really, I can't afford an Oculus. So if you can donate one, I might fuck with VR porn. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
man.
No, but speaking of the whole gaming thing, yeah, I mean, there's that stereotype of, damn, you're wasting your time.
It's
blah,
like,
blah,
oh yeah,
blah,
you're
but-
just that loser in your mom's basement that.
Yeah, that's
Hey, baby, I'm waiting on my first check. I ain't wasting no time.
But like, yeah, no, I've heard a lot of older people, a lot of successful people, working people. It's like a good stress reliever for them
Yeah,
too.
it's an escape.
Yeah.
is what it
Yeah,
is.
it's an escape.
I
and
mean,
it's a culture. You interact with people too, right?
I
You
mean,
can interact
that's
with
the other
people
thing too. Yeah, like through like a lot of
Robert less than others. He plays classic games.
well, because I
try and get him online. He won't do it.
That is gonna happen soon. I'm gonna talk.
Someday we'll get
Well,
Robert
I
online.
need to upgrade my PC. So
Yeah, I might. We'll talk about that.
okay, but the something that like because I do a lot of interaction through Twitter with gamers that stuff like that they play old new games all kind of all across the board like myself, and it's not what I like about it is because I grew up not through like the online generation, but although that is fun, you get to through playing games like Destiny or even if like I might not necessarily be playing the same game as my friends online, but we can connect and we can talk.
Just get in the chat room.
Yeah,
Discord,
exactly.
Discord's a huge environment. Huge environment.
Yeah, so there's that, or I interact with people on Twitter talking about gaming, or just and through that we end up like having real conversations just about life, and it's actually been very enriching. I think I've been able to reach and like help out a lot of people who have been struggling through stuff, or and I wouldn't have been able to do that without gaming. And same thing with here. We all and with a lot of the games that I play, I'm a couch co-op kind of guy. Like it's you and your friend sitting on a couch together playing a game and just kind of fucking around and having fun. And you end up kind of coordinate. If it's a co-op game, you're coordinating with each other, and you have to like, hey, all right, you go over here, you do this, and you kind of you end up building a camaraderie through that. Or if it's even if I'm not playing the same game as my friend, but we're in the same room, we end up having a week ago I was out with my friend and we were doing that. He was playing one game, I was playing another, but then we end up having a really deep conversation about life. And I really think that the gaming community is not just some yokel in his mom's basement stroking it. I mean, there are a few people
plenty
like
of those,
that.
plenty of those.
But
y'all need to fuck off.
Yeah.
Stop giving us bad, stop giving us bad juju.
But I think there's a lot of there's a lot of positivity in gaming, and sure, like anything, doing anything too much, like sitting, I'm not sitting playing games 12 hours a day every day. I mean, there are those occasional binges where it's what, I don't have anything to do for a couple days. Fuck
but
it,
it really is honestly back to what you were saying specifically when it comes to this and what you're going on right now with is. It's that outlet when you've done so much, you've had so much going on. A lot of people deal with people already too much throughout the day. At the bar, when I'm not at the bar, it's constant interaction with people.
Fuck
so
yeah.
when I get home, interacting with people online is not as big of a deal. And even if I'm not playing something online like what you're doing, it's more of just getting out of that headspace and actually getting to relax. I mean, if anybody here listening to this takes one moment out of their day and thinks about the conversations they've had, how many of your conversations were not about your relationship situation, women, finances, work, something that's going to increase your stress level? How many of those conversations? 90% of your conversations are about that. Right. Like you're talking about with Twitter and other chat services. Like say Andy's online in Discord one day, and I'm like, oh hey Andy, how you doing? I can go sit and pop in his chat room and go, oh, what's up with your life? What's new? Blah 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 blah. And it's not this pressure of I've got to sit and talk to somebody and be face to face, and we gotta get food, and we gotta do this, and we gotta do that. It's really just a conversation about what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
you never get that. You never get the conversation where you're talking about your hobby, which is your game. I'm sure if you're asking how to do Turbo Tunnel, you're going to have a hell of a lot more enjoyable conversation than when you go to work and, Fred next to you says, oh, how's Nancy at home?
Yeah.
Or talk about TPS reports.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck? Exactly. That's what video games are for, in my opinion.
And
to get you
and,
out of that.
And that's how...
And have real conversations of shit you enjoy.
Exactly. You and I have had conversations, obviously off the podcast about gaming and how it's
hope. It's my first time here.
Yeah.
I do know you. We just sit silently.
Just meet each other.
We've gone to we sit and eat, and there's just not a single word ever exchanged.
Yeah. But you've talked about how gaming is really it helped you through a lot of stuff too.
Oh yeah. So anytime I go through a big relationship situation, a little personal thing about me, I don't want to get on this a whole lot, but I may be drinking. I do smoke marijuana from time to time, but I am a recovering addict. I've already recovered. I've been recovered for a very long time. I've been technically sober for almost 10 years now. A little over 10 years. Thank you very much. And it's not like a real, I don't want to take chip claim because like I said, I smoke and drink, but for me, there are times where if it's really to get really deep about it, I mean, there's been times where I've been down in my life. I say you because I'm trying to assimilate with everybody. I'm trying to not be awkward right now.
No, hey, everyone's been down.
It's real intense. I'm gonna get real deep on the podcast.
That's
so if
fine.
you're hearing this, I'm sorry, but there's been times where I'm down on myself and questioning where I am in life and what I'm doing and where I'm going. And two things. One thing that my number one go-to is to sit and play a game that I've been either recently obsessed with or one that brings me back and makes me feel like I was 14 again. And the downside to that is, as a gamer, you get a lot of people that shame you for it. My mother, my girlfriend, et cetera, et cetera. This is how you should handle your situation. You should be sitting here in the house gaming. What a lot of people need to understand is that moment of being on that game is, like I said, stepping away from that world and also diving yourself into a new zone of people that are in your social network. So for me, being online and gaming, you don't play online as much, but
I have about 100 to 250 people on average that I see online and offline and blah, blah, blah. And maybe like 30 of those people I talk to regularly. So if I'm having a bad time, I don't want to go talk to my mother or my friends at work or people that are going to bring it up in the future. I want to go talk to, someone like Get Propane or Death from Above. You know what I mean? They're not going to judge me.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing. They want to get off. And if they're in that chat to sit and talk, they actually want to be talking to somebody. They don't want to be sitting at home playing a game completely alone or doing whatever they're doing alone. No offense on it, but seriously, there's people like that. I don't mean like that.
Yeah.
Robert's a rare breed. A lot of people get on
qualifiers.
Well, exactly. A lot of people.
Fuck you, Devin.
Sorry, man. Just a lot of people get online and they go to game and it's more they're trying to actually be social with people outside of their normal circle or their hole. Mm-hmm. And so for something like Discord, which is a chat service where anyone can jump in, it's nice to be able to sit there and unload on somebody that's not a therapist, not somebody that you have to pay or judge or blah, blah, blah. There's no entitlement. There's no this. There's no that. Mm-hmm. And if they go, hey, I got to take off, you go, great. No stress, take off. But something like it's just really, it's an environment of no judgment. Mm-hmm. And the people that judge you in video games and stuff like that are typically dicks anyways, and you just avoid them. There's so many other people out there. Mm. I don't know. I just think that as for the hard problems thing, video games are more than just solving a hard problem for me. They're literally what I do at any point that anything bad happens to me. If God forbid my car breaks down and the world is coming to an end tomorrow, you're gonna catch me as probably one of the last dude in a COD lobby. I mean, like ranting. There's real nukes coming to town, boys and girls. Let's get it done. So that's just how I do things. And also, gaming strictly to me, to be on topic, because I'm kind of going off on like the emotional side, the more serious side. Gaming to me right now is I want to be able to make enough money to support myself and then some, and look at my mom and look at all my friends and go, this is where all your judgment went. Do you need a new car? You know what I mean? I want to be able be able to look at my mom and go, all the shit my mom's already getting to that point. Like I said, I'm waiting on my first check. We're moving up. I'm braggadocious about how many subscriptions I have because so many people are loving the channel. We also cook. We don't just game. I cook as well.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, we cook phenomenal food. I mean, we did dry aged beef. We've done lobster.
Nice.
We've done insane shit.
Nice.
I'm coming on your channel.
Yeah, you guys are more than welcome. In fact,
sure.
I would literally have
collaboration.
I would literally have circle jerk get down barbecue or cookout something.
Yeah, there it is.
I'd be with it. But so it's
Yeah,
at
we'll
the
bring
point
the
where my
beers.
mom's starting to believe it, but everyone else is kind of on the tilt. I want it to be that point where when they hear MMO Vaughn, which you guys know me as Devin now on the podcast because I'm friends with all these people, but I'm actually trying to get to the point where most people recognize me as the MMO Vaughn.
Yeah, your persona will be MMO.
My persona will be real and legit, and me and the lady we pretty much just split up, probably for good at this point, which not a big deal or whatever. But I want to be able to look back and everyone that gave me shit, because I've gotten so much shit for video games. I've done so much shit in my life where people have been like, "Oh, you're an idiot for just playing video games." Well, you could do this, you can do that, you do that. Dude, this is what I want to do. My goal is to one day make enough money and be legitimate enough to where when I approach, families or parents approach me, they go, "Will you coach my son? Will you teach my kid how to be this good? Will you introduce us to agents? Can you show me how to work with broadcasting software? Can you help me start my Twitch channel? Can you?" I want to be someone that people go to.
Yeah.
That's really
awesome,
my goal.
Man. It's awesome that you have that goal, that passion, and that you're working hard at it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
You gotta prove people wrong, prove all the haters wrong.
Where you can go,
Like
hey,
anything.
yeah,
Yeah, no, for real. Honestly,
Although it's
must
kind
be
of funny
so nice.
because I kind of have the opposite problem with my mom, because my mom kind of believes in me, and so she's like, "When the hell are you gonna get that YouTube money?"
oh yeah.
Oh dang!
You need to tell her probably never with YouTube because it's too cheap.
Yeah, because
Break your payments, YouTube. You
Yeah,
fucking up.
because what their super chats, they take like 30%.
No, honestly, YouTube has a whole lot of issues with it.
Yeah, but my mom is like waiting for me to to bring in that first check.
Dude, that's freaking awesome.
That's why
She
you
knows,
you need to get on Twitch. You need to get on
she
Twitch
knows
so your mom can
she
take
knows
see that first
I
check.
do
We
this.
should.
She
Maybe
knows
we
I do this,
Real
and
talk.
so she's just waiting for that day to that first paycheck comes
That's
in.
great, man.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It's honestly going to happen.
Yo.
All it takes is spending that time being dedicated.
Yeah.
And always, for me, I went man, I'm fucking blessed, bro. Like I could like tear up over it. In a matter of months, I've gone up 200 followers, 60 subscriptions. I've pushed myself to where some of the biggest streamers in my gaming community and in the cooking channel know me. I have professional chefs come in and talk to me about how I'm cooking my food. It is phenomenal. It all comes from dedication and constant. I stress out at night about what's the new shit I can do that's different. Every person on Twitch is fucking sitting there playing their video game and phone. So I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna go kill all these people. I'm the best. Blah 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 blah. It's trash. You need to be different, and you guys should be doing this in an environment that is very unique. And I think you guys. I'm gonna say this on live Twitch. I love you, or on live podcast. You guys should be doing this on Twitch. You guys would be killing it. You guys have the motivation. You got the people. You're already getting guest people. You've got backbone going. You've got multiple videos already lined up. You guys would be, you could bring in that first check.
Damn, dude, you're hella inspiring me right now.
I know, seriously.
That's
Honestly,
awesome,
I swear to God, I would dedicate 2 times of just sitting down with the 3 of you guys and walking over how Twitch lays stuff out and what you would be interested in. And once I explained it to you, this guy knows enough about editing and video software, obviously, to where you guys would be set on your own. Wouldn't even need to worry about it. Transitions, all the animations and graphics and shit, nothing. It's easy peasy.
Let's definitely meet up again. Like,
I'm down.
Outside of this, dude.
Yeah, you guys.
And
let
we
me
want
know.
to be on your show too.
Anytime. Yeah, come by for some cooking. Yeah, I honestly, what I really wanted to do, and I'm thinking about it, is I'm going to do a 24-hour stream, which no one has to be there for 24 hours by any means. But 12 of those hours, it's going to be a 24-hour smoke stream. So I'll be smoking a brisket for 24 hours.
Oh, wow. Oh,
And
hell
then
yeah.
Damn.
For 12 of those hours,
I'll bring the
it's going
beer.
to be me doing competitive gaming, and in between, I'll be serving and checking the brisket. And once the brisket's done, we'll break for a 2-hour dinner. And I want to serve like 10 people with it might not be brisket, it might be something else, but I want to do a 10-person serve out. The problem is I'm waiting for donations to come in so I can afford it. A lot of my groceries get paid for by viewers. I can't afford all the groceries. Unfortunately, it gets really expensive.
Word.
Of course, yeah.
But recently, by the end of this month, we're doing a tattoo stream. I'll be getting my logo tattooed while trying to get top 10 and top 10.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be pretty crazy. So we're just trying to keep it crazy. You know what I mean? The thing
That's
is,
dope, man.
yeah, I don't know. It's
Be
amazing.
innovative.
Yeah.
Stay dedicated, dude. Hey, props, man.
Thank you
That's
very
awesome.
much.
Seriously,
Thank you very much.
seriously.
The online world is, and honestly, as a circle of jerks, you guys should definitely embody and understand this. Anyone can exceed if some dumbass will listen to it. I love you all. By the way.
There's an audience
Nothing but
member.
love. Nothing but love for you.
But
We're
love.
almost there.
My viewers.
No, we still have
Yeah.
more time. It's fine.
I got you.
But yeah,
I've
no,
watched it
I
too.
and you know I agree with you too. Like the what you're saying about like the gaming community or really just the online community. Yeah, it is kind of that nice escape from I don't necessarily want to talk about I don't want to deal with the stress. So it's kind of like a nice like gaming is a way where I can kind of
How much does that potion heal? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like something like
Right,
that?
yeah. It's kind of like taking that, like, you always have those feel like, just take a deep breath. And it's like, that's what gaming is to me. It's that kind of
That
like,
big deep breath.
and then I can,
Yep.
where I can, focus
20 seconds.
on that, where I'm focusing on the problem solving of the game, but at the same time, it's like, I'm kind of giving like a fresh breath to my brain. And you come back, it's like,
10
fuck, oh wait.
seconds.
Yeah, it's like I got that figured out. Like I can get through this problem.
Yeah, that makes absolute perfect sense. I totally get that
Speed bump.
completely.
Yeah, but and so I totally understand what you're saying about like gaming, and then even like the people that you interact with that are also gamers. It's like, man, they're pretty. For the majority of them are pretty damn awesome too. Like it's they're going through the same thing, and they help you through stuff. I try to help them through stuff, and
What's crazy is, what's funny is we're talking about it like it's a gaming thing. It's a community thing.
That's exactly
you
what I was
see it
thinking
every
right
day
now.
in
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it
Community.
every day, and I mean, I don't
Wherever the
know
fuck
what
Andy
you
does.
do. What the fuck does Andy do, guys? Can someone tell me the fuck Andy does?
I do everything. No, but I mean,
Shit, just keep your clothes
he's
on
the-
while you're
he's the-
doing it.
yeah,
well, he's in the
I'm-
artistry.
yeah.
photography business.
I'm in the creative sphere, but specifically photography.
Dude, that's again, creative sphere, martial arts. Even you're in your church community.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You see that everywhere you go. That's what communities offer, and that's why we have
we can get real with it. So much diversity, so much difference is that there's so much support in a single community that certain communities are anti other communities, and then you get all this like But like, so there's a lot of communities that are like, oh, we're the cool kids. We listen to hip hop and we grew up living. We do what all the mainstream does. So your gaming is trash, and that's not their fault. That's everyone around them has that joke like, oh, this guy's a gamer. Oh my god, blah. And it's just something they've adopted because of that environment. But their community is just as loving and supportive as our community is to them.
Right,
That's true.
Right.
And I love it, dude.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta love every motherfucker you deal with, even if they're annoying as hell. You gotta love them. If you don't love them, you're missing out.
Exactly. I agree with that.
I just think about that when you're talking about communities, it's everything. Even the bar community. Like, so our staff at Pineapple Hill. We can talk about Pineapple Hill for a minute.
let's talk
about-
Y'all
yeah, let's
fucking know Pineapple.
Hey, we fucks with it. We fucks with pineapple.
Want a bump?
So that's some pineapple shit right there. Yeah, you don't approach the wrong man. That's
All right.
what
Well,
I'm saying.
tell the people really quick who don't know about Pineapple Hill.
So Pineapple Hill is a bar that's been in Los Angeles here for about 47 years. My mother and her business partner bought the bar about 8 years ago, almost 9 now.
Okay.
Right on.
I have been working there since 2010, 2011.
And that's about when I met you too.
Yeah, just about when I started, actually.
You guys are located.
We are located in Sherman Oaks on Van Nuys and Moore Park. Come on and pop in. We got happy hour 3 to 7:30.
Fucking pop
11 to 2. We got a lot of good stuff going on. But
The
aside
food is
from
good.
that,
I like the food too, man.
Yeah,
The
it's
food-
bomb.
our food is awesome. Don't eat the chicken Caesar salad. No offense. Our Caesar salad, it just, the dressing sucks. The chicken's great. We give all grass fed chicken. It's basic ass
Chickens
romaine
eat
lettuce.
grass?
It's good. Yeah,
The roasted chicken is fucking fantastic.
yeah, organic.
Oh, yeah, the chicken plate,
Yeah,
yeah.
Organic. That's the thing. And grass fed.
That's his favorite dish.
Yeah, that's
The
what,
roasted
that's what
chicken?
James
Yeah.
orders the most.
Yeah.
That's the best thing
You
to do.
told me about it.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
So good.
It's a lemon peppered oven roasted chicken, and then we just give it a little flash fry for the skin.
Good portions too. You got the veggies, got the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like with all the prices going up in LA, we were really stressing out about raising some of their prices, and
And the sales tax.
bless be up, no one's really complained about the food prices. The drink prices we get a little bit of issues with. But that's just because people come out from out of town and they're not used to Los Angeles prices.
Yeah.
They walk the strip
Yeah.
and they see it's pretty average. But I don't know. I just I love the bar, man. We're very much your threes company, kind of Regal Beagle, kind of Cheers.
Yes.
It's in the middle of a shopping center, so it gets hard to get people in there. But once you walk in, it's like a whole different universe.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You guys know that.
Yeah.
And I love how there's so much parking in that huge drug.
We have
Yeah,
more.
off to the
Yeah,
side.
you
That is
never have
awesome.
parking issues. We have
Yeah,
so much
that's
parking issues. This is not an entire 30-minute plug, guys. I swear. Like they actually just all eat there a lot, and I'm
Yeah.
fucking there so often. So we'll
Yeah.
talk
Right,
about it.
yeah.
But you guys should definitely come by if you're ever out here or ever listen to the podcast and you're in the area. Drop the Circle Jerks plug, and we'll definitely a few drinks on us, man. No problem at all. If you say you came in from the Circle Jerks, we got you.
Don't
with
say
some
that. We
love.
never did nothing for you.
Yeah, don't say they never did nothing for you. Yeah.
But no, the thing I love about Pineapple Hill is
You follow and subscribe, I'll buy you food.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. All right.
There it is.
The
It's
the
a
one
rule
thing
for my Twitch channel.
because I'm not these guys go out to more like clubs and some of the more fancy like K-town bars and clubs and stuff, and I'll be honest, I don't really care for that scene very much.
I do.
Yeah, see,
It's not even that fancy.
you don't
dude.
like-
You
I
go to
know. It's
just
not even
normal
that. Yeah.
K-town
It's
place.
not like we're like dropping. It's not like we're dropping like.
but
balls,
but what
dude.
I like about Pineapple Hill, it's a very like intimate like.
I
kind of,
appreciate
like,
his love, but he needs to appreciate the K-Town barbecue
dude.
shit
Yes.
too. Because for
Hey,
real,
hey, hey, hey.
Hater, dude.
yeah, this guy's a hater. Yo,
I didn't
ridicule
say- I
right
didn't
now
say-
because
I
this
didn't
is
say
not
all of them are
right,
bad, but
dude.
I am more of a like lounge, relaxed type of atmosphere. Like I want to be able to.
Bro, have
like,
you been to K-Town?
Fuck yeah, I have been.
I'm about to give you a hard time, man. I love like Korean karaoke, Chinese karaoke,
yeah.
all the fucking.
There it
is.
They have the
The
there it
Dogong
is.
scene is
They-
fine.
What's best is the fucking they have the God. What are they called? The fucking
The side dishes?
No. There's a place in K-Town that does the flights. It does a flight of all like 20 or 30 different beers. I don't know if you've ever been there, but if you haven't been there, it's fucking amazing. They'll keep you going all night, and if you drink all of them, you get a little award at the end.
Really?
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's legit. I actually still have my name tag somewhere because I knocked out all the beers.
dang.
It was
It's
fucking
not
awesome.
Beer garden, is it?
It's like no, it's not a beer garden. It literally looks like an LA sushi place.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's really cool. All I know is that everything in downtown. I was actually my friend Dave, who I'm going to do the potatoes and beer stream with tonight. He is from downtown LA, and I was going to meet him in K-Town and then come back here, but this was going on, so he's going to meet me at my place. But
Yeah.
I love K-Town.
But
No, we got to go Notre Dame.
Yeah,
super down.
yeah,
super
sure.
down. Super
But
down.
anyway, sorry, go. We're just messing with you.
But yeah,
Go,
no,
finish.
But what I'm
No.
saying is
We
like
still love
I
you.
don't necessarily like the
Keep
club
them.
scene. Like I like more of like I want to be able to sit down, enjoy my drink, and have conversation with my friends or whoever.
Clubs I get. The
Yeah.
really loud music and shit.
Because when I
understand.
can't hear myself think, I'm not having a good time.
Yeah.
So like but that's what I love about Pineapple Hill because it's kind of this it's that perfect atmosphere where it's like I can
Jukebox and cuddle.
I like to be able to like enjoy my food, enjoy my drink, enjoy my friends, and then I know you and a lot of people that work at the bar. So like I like even when I'm not with somebody, I can still like hey, I still have friends that work there. And
It's always nice to be known, and that's the one thing I do say about the K-Town bars and a lot of like Chinatown bars and things like that, and downtown LA bars in general.
Right.
You don't ever get your name remembered. People don't recognize
Yeah,
you
yeah,
unless you're
of
there
course.
like every day for like
Yeah.
6 months.
I
like, they're
mean, there are times like back in my younger days when I'd go out all the time and like we get to know the owner and stuff, and they like they treat you like they're like the little brother and stuff, and they hook it up with drinks and stuff. But
there was a point at S Bar that we were like no.
that took you guys a while, I'm sure. It took
I
a
mean,
while.
well, yeah, 'cause we also went with like a homie that was already homies with like the owners and stuff, and then like after
The
we
connections.
came, the connection, and then it's like, and then I was able to go on my own, and then it's like, hey, long time no see, and then they treat me like little brother, and they they
That's the best.
yeah.
That's again, industries and just environments and groups of people. The restaurant industry is very supportive of other restaurant folk and people immediate to family. I mean,
Right.
we do industry specials specifically for industry people. Like if you work in a bar and restaurant, come on by, let us know. Come in your server uniform, we'll give you a discount.
It's really cool, man.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, you gotta stick together in that sense. The service industry is kind of frustrating.
No,
at
but I
times.
definitely agree with what you're saying because I mean we live in the valley. We don't go to K-Town like
Yeah.
every other day.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We go like once a week, once every 2 weeks. But here it's a local spot, literally like 5 minutes from you.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Makes it easy to
again,
remember,
lots
yeah.
of parking. He knows all you guys, and
and like I said,
like a family atmosphere.
Yeah,
right?
and
It is.
everything's very fairly priced. Obviously, we understand that. Hey, fuck, inflation happens. Like it's
It's rough in a restaurant environment because not only is inflation happening, but food is very trendy right now, and it sounds so stupid, and it's something I never really get talked to because I can't talk about it at the bar. I don't want to like tell a customer they're wrong, but food is so trendy, and without a large space, like there's a lot of factors that come into to buying food and drink, and we don't make. I think we make like 7% markup on our food. Like it's so minimal, it's almost non-existent.
Right. It's negligible.
It's negligible. We have the food strictly there because they've had food for years and we enjoy it. And the reason we take such a little hit on it, such a big hit on it, is because we buy the grass-fed, we buy the organic, we buy the this, the that, and we don't have huge space. So if you don't have a huge space or a backup fridge to hold on to everything and to carry everything and to store it, you don't get big bulk deals and big, you know what I mean, all these extra shenanigans. So so minimum wage going up hits mom and pop shops and small locations way harder than all the other chains and everything. Chains are like, okay, and not just talking about money wise, like cap, like not just saying if everybody made $2 million, it would still hit the mom and pop shops more because there's less space to cover that financial difference, that cost difference, and then on top of it, it's just it's like I said, food's so trendy now. Everything on Instagram, everything on Facebook, everything on Twitter, everything on any social media platform that you watch is about who's got the best food, who's cooking something cool. I mean, even if you open up your Facebook for 1 minute, scroll down, someone's either posting their food or you're getting an advertisement about food. Guaranteed.
Well, yeah, and
True.
it's funny. Like it was, because I'm not Korean, but I'm Korean-ish essentially. With
He's Korean adjacent.
Yeah.
According to your iPhone and your Android Smart under the Mobo listening microphone, you're Korean.
Yeah, but the
He's dating Chinese lady. He likes Korean food. He's
Yeah.
Korean.
yeah,
He must be Korean.
He went from Korean to Chinese.
Show him buckle.
Yeah.
Straight up, dude.
I got hurt by a Korean girl, so I think I'm done with that for a while. So yeah.
Damn, dude, he
Hey.
wiped your whole continent off for his interest.
I mean,
he's not interested in any of you. I'm just kidding.
I mean, from experience, Korean girls, they're kind of difficult. They are.
Women are difficult.
The one I was with was
Women are
very
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah, I know you had a rough situation.
Yeah.
So.
But anyways,
I remember.
My point was that sriracha was something that this is like a really good hot sauce, but it was nobody knew about it.
Well, not only that,
but
no
then-
chef can remake sriracha. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, really?
Multiple Michelin star chefs have tried to remake sriracha and cannot.
Wow.
Just for the
Yeah,
record.
but I'm just saying but then all of a sudden it was in fucking everything. It's
Sriracha and everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
sriracha mayo, sriracha ketchup.
And food industry people, they're not fucking stupid. Major wholesalers, they're not fucking stupid. You want good quality meat, you want good quality veggies, you want good shit. They're going to charge you. They know that it's trendy. They know that if you're buying decent quality, you're trying to feed a specific type of clientele. They know it. They're not stupid.
Right.
Also, fast food environments, big thing. I'm going to talk about two things for major locations. Don't ever buy shit from Best Buy on Black Friday, because every retailer and every marketer, so like Asus or Acer, it's an example, but most companies will create a identical manufactured copy with lower quality materials for Black Friday.
Yep.
It's the same thing for fast food restaurants. So if you live in Compton and I live in Burbank, Burbank's going to get a lot better quality food than Compton's going to get a lot than quality wise. And it's not anything. It's not racial demographic. It's strictly profit demographic. So if this Carl's Jr. in Compton makes more money than the Carl's Jr. in Burbank, then that Carl's Jr. will still get better. In Compton will get better ingredients than what would in Burbank. But typically, they're kind of I would argue I've never worked on that end in fast food, and correct me if I'm wrong if anybody ever hears this, but I would argue, having worked in fast food joints as an actual employee, but not like on that end, that it's based on a racial demographic and a biased demographic on where the quality of food goes, and also the dated food on when it's going to expire or where it's going. It's based on the profit margin.
Well, I mean, it's
pretty crazy.
I think there is some truth to that because I enjoy fast food every once in a while, and there are certain places where I'll go to one in a certain part of the valley. It's like, fuck, this is pretty good, and then I'll go to another one that's like close by me, and it's like,
horrible.
Fuck, what happened? Like, where's the quality?
It's because their profit margin's lower, and it's probably because then you get into so many semantics. It could get down to like someone just doesn't like their job and just cooks shit food, and then no one ever wants to go back because they taste like it. They think what you think.
Yeah.
It sucks. I'm gonna go to Moore Park in Burbank instead of fucking or Moore Park in whatever instead of fucking. Yeah, Saticoy and whatever. You know what I mean?
It's funny because one of the places I go to quite a bit is Del Taco, but I'll go to the one that's by my parents' house before I'll go to the one that's closest by me because I think
it's again going back to the term negligible. It's almost negligible, but it's enough to where it's kind of aggravating. I know that sounds so stupid, but as a person who does food ordering now for the bar, I don't do the food ordering, our kitchen does, but seeing it come in and stuff, just because Instagram people want to post about their food, why the fuck am I paying a 15% markup on my steak? It's just times, dude.
Yeah,
the times they are changing.
Actually, yeah, I heard like those like the big chain restaurants like the Chili's or the TGI Fridays, they taken a huge hit. Because
nobody goes anymore.
Nobody goes anymore, or
And it's not because they're not putting out good food.
No, exactly, and it's just because the perception and
food is trendy.
They're fucking terrible.
And kids nowadays are like, why are we going to Chili's? Let's go to this new
Bro, shout out to Chili's, Applebee's, TGI Fridays. Y'all fucking held it down my entire life. I fucking go any day. Shit, I'd go there tonight by the time y'all fucking the OG.
Denny's is always the
Denny's IHOP.
Denny's is always the.
If you don't wind up at an IHOP on a road trip, you didn't do a road trip.
IHOP, like me, I love Norm's here, which is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, 24-hour Norms, baby. What?
You never cook my steak right, but you're always open.
No diner for me. Their food kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, but I've been going there since I was a kid. So
I know, but you're right.
Food is trendy, dude.
Yeah,
it is.
Yelp, especially, and all that.
But
I don't know about Yelp.
When have you ever talked about what you ate?
No. See, the ones that I can't stand.
Really?
The Yelp reviews that I can't stand is they don't talk about the food. They talk about, oh, I woke up and I was feeling this way, but they don't talk about like the
It's
food
some
or the
existential
service.
experience.
Yeah,
Or the service was this guy was an asshole to me. Yeah, that's great. They have 30 other servers.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure not all of their servers are assholes. When people are like, "Oh, I got bad service, so I'll never go back," I'm kind of picky about it. Give it 3 times. That's my rule. 3 times
Me
for
too.
service.
Me too.
If it's not 3, if it's bad for 3 times, don't ever fucking go back. You're obviously doing something wrong. And
Now,
people
I'll
hate
be
their
honest,
job.
As long as you like
the
food,
training.
you
Yeah,
know.
the training's not good, or
Yeah, if the food's good. If the food's good, exactly. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to H Salt Fish and Chips in North Hollywood.
oh, I keep seeing those, but I've never been.
So I was an ignorant piece of shit. I went in 3 years ago. I ordered. I took it home. I didn't eat it for so long. I fell asleep. I woke back up. I ate it. Shit, I hated it. I went in today. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try it one more time because fucking Jimmy John's, or the fuck, I don't know what the hell that place is called, makes subs or some shit. You're just like Subway. Fuck off. I walked over to H Salt and I got fish and chips. They were the best fucking fish and chips of my life. We got good fish and chips at Pineapple Hill. They are frozen, but they're still good. They hand batter these fish and chips, and they were fucking awesome. Nice. And they were huge.
Yeah, I mean, no. I have a pretty high standard for fish and chips because have you ever had the fish and chips at Malibu Seafood?
Yeah,
they're freaking awesome,
they're
right?
the best,
yeah, I know.
dude.
So like that's my standard. That is my standard.
that's a good standard. That's
Yeah.
a good standard.
That's my good. But would you say H and Salt is this as
Comparable.
Comparable?
100%.
All right,
100%.
all right,
And
for
it's
sure.
a fast food environment.
Oh, really?
It's very weird. It's very weird.
All right,
But
I'm gonna have to try that out.
it's like 2 people. It's like some Asian lady behind the desk that's about to speak to you in Tagalog instead of English, and then there's the white guy that's next to her that you know is like the white guy that has a crush on an Asian lady, so that's why he's there. Right? It's like her husband or whatever. He's
Yeah.
like he fits that profile.
Like me, that's also me.
I know what
I know, that's
You know what I'm
Robert.
talking about? Yeah, for real. We all point at Robert. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's Lane's Lair too. He was on the podcast. So
Oh, he is.
yeah, he's married to an Asian.
Japanese.
Asian.
Asian
Oh,
women are
I didn't know
beautiful.
that.
All Asian women. Filipino, fucking Chinese, fucking Japanese, fucking Vietnamese.
Yeah.
They're all beautiful. Women are beautiful of all races and sizes. Dude, I have no preference on women. I love women.
This I
I'm
know.
single, I can say it now.
Yeah.
Single, I can
Thi-
say it now.
I will say, this guy, like, you know, he just. It's like all like the girls. Oh my god, he's so cute. It's like,
That's not true, actually. That's really legitimately not true.
You have this.
You have not met Ferret at the bar yet. Ferret is the stud.
Ferret's another guy.
Ferret's the stud muffin.
That guy
dude.
is fucking like smoking.
Yeah, he's a hot dude. The ladies love
He's
him.
got a man crush, dude.
I know. Robert's
No, you gotta be.
No.
You gotta give it where it's due. When,
I-
all the women
not
go,
that
"Who's
high.
that bartender?"
I'm-
Oh my
You're keeping
god!
it real. You're keeping
I get
it
like 20 questions a night about the guy.
Yeah.
He's a hot dude. He's an actor and shit. He does all that
Oh,
stuff. So you know what I
okay.
mean? Yeah, you
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
That's life.
Okay.
It's
And
one-
in Los Angeles, if you're an actor, you
You're
literally
probably
could be
working
less
bar.
attractive than the guy next to you. But if you're an actor, you're gonna get all the attention.
Yeah.
You could even be a bigger dick. Not literally, metaphorically.
Be a.
Attitude-wise, attitude.
But
Attitude-wise.
I would say, like, you know, Deven, there's a baseball player, Bryce Harper. You look a lot like him.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
No.
What?
It's okay. We'll
Yeah,
show his
it's a-
picture.
Yeah.
I know. Future me. Insert picture now.
Yeah, insert picture. I look like this bad bitch. I don't know who this is.
Oh, man.
So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. We had a topic.
Yeah,
I
well,
lost
food
it.
is
Food
trendy.
trendy.
Food is trendy.
Food. No. Oh yeah. So that's a big deal, and it's really it's crushing for a small mom and pop shop, and it makes me frustrated when I come to work and I look at my menu and I don't even recognize the prices, and they're like 50 cents up. It's happened 3 times in the past 3 years.
Wow.
Because in 2014, Obama signed, which I actually liked Obama. If anybody didn't like him, sorry, but he did sign this thing where it was like an increase minimum wage, like $15 or whatever. So when he did that, it's yearly. It's 50 cents.
Yeah, incrementally.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not all at once. So in increments, it's been going up. So in increments, our prices have to go up,
Right.
Right.
and people go ballistic.
Fucking insane.
Right. Well,
But
it's like,
as someone who works there, my mother owns a place. She does the prices. When I come in and I see the prices, I have to call her. There's moments where I have to call her and go, "Look, dude, I get prices are going up, or I get things are going on, but this either needs to go up or this needs to go down." Like there was at one point we were selling a typical $30 shot, the Johnny Walker Blue, for $21.
Holy
And I told
shit.
her, I was like, "Dude, this is stupid. We'll update whatever. It doesn't matter." I don't know if it's like actually Johnny Walker Blue, but it was something else where it should have been up. But there's other times where things happen, and I'm like, look, I'll do market research for you. I'll go around to other bars and tell you the price. This needs to go down. And it's because there's no real there. What would be crazy, and it sounds almost communist, but there should be a system that comes in and goes, your margins have increased by this much because of cost for, whatever your minimum wage has gone up. So this is how much your margins have gone up. So this is how much you should increase. There should be a software that does it for you. A formula. And if there is one that does it for you, it shouldn't be as expensive as it is, because I know I have not found it. But there's things like that should be active. And if someone ever is a software engineer wants to develop it, Dave, if you're listening, fucking get on it, bitch. Let's make that money. Let's make that bread.
That bread.
Yeah, dude. Let's make that bread while trying to get that cheddar.
Yeah, make that paper.
Yep. It's true.
Speaking of bad Yelp reviews, he had one that ended up that.
What do? You work at a restaurant sometimes?
No. He wrote a very funny, infamous Yelp review that some girl ended up quitting.
Yeah, I was just really pissed off, man. I was just really pissed off.
What did you say?
It was kind of bad.
She quit or she fired?
Do I know this
She
story?
quit. I think.
Did you tell me this?
I think I did.
Dude, unload.
It was So it was like, I want to say 2012 or something like that, when Anderson Silva was fighting Chael Sonnen for the second time. I was so hyped about it. This was when I was in grad school, so I was with my buddies in Long Beach, and it was a place called Kavika's, and it was their second time there. It got decent reviews, but to make a long story short, as soon as we walk in, like, everything just started going downhill in terms of the service. It was terrible, and it was empty too, because we came in kind of early. Just everything kept going wrong, and we kept saying, oh, hey, we asked for this, we asked for that. And I think one of the servers gave my friend attitude for no reason, because we asked him, oh, can you change the channel to the fight? It's like, because we're paying for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wouldn't do it, and it wasn't busy, like I said, and just everything kept going wrong. And usually I'm like chill and passive, I let things go, but then this time I'm like, nah, dude, like we gotta say something. So, we told the manager.
You should.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Exactly. We told the manager, and he was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, at least can I give you guys some free drinks? And me and my friend were just like, all right, whatever. It was like the most watered down drinks, like terrible, you know what I mean? So then that was like, the
icing on the cake.
Yeah, the icing on the cake. And so then I'm like, you know what? We did everything. We told the manager. I'm still pissed off,
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it. Let's write a Yelp review. Let's do it, because I never write Yelp reviews. I'm like, let's tell the world, about this terrible experience, this terrible place. So me and my buddy Will at the time wrote reviews, and his was like more like straightforward, and you could probably see it. And he was just very objective. Oh, the service was bad, this and that. Me, I gotta admit, it was like a little over the top. I was just angry, you know what I mean? But I said some really, really bad things about the server, and obviously I don't even know her. I was just like talking shit just because I was pissed. I was basically like, like she was terrible. She gave my friend attitude, friggin' idiot, and like, but this sounds really bad. But this was probably the really bad part.
It gets worse.
It gets so bad.
Okay, I've this was a while ago, so I've already apologized. But she goes, I go, but it's cool, I understand, this is probably all that she has going on for her life, besides working part-time at a Starbucks and going to community college, so it's cool, like, all right, you know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
I was pissed off, dude, and I know this. I'm not that type of person.
Damn.
Dude. I respect all the hard workers. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Hey, dude, like this. I'm just being honest. This was like 5,
No, that's
6 years
cool.
ago,
No,
you know
it's
what I mean?
I've had those moments.
Yeah, and I don't even know her, dude. And I was pissed. And then so it gets even more funny. Like, so then I read my friend's review, and then he reads mine, and my other 2 friends read mine. They're like, "Oh crap, James, you crossed the line." I'm like, "Did I?" Oh, I'm just pissed off, dude. And then so then like I posted it up on Facebook. I'm like, dude, like, oh no, even before that. So Yelp, the manager responds to us and goes, oh hey, I'm really sorry about the experience. let me invite you guys back and we'll give you free bottle service. And you know what bottle service means? That means you could bring your own bottle and they won't charge a corkage fee.
No, bottle service means they'll bring you a bottle.
No, but that's what they meant.
Oh, really?
That's what they meant.
Oh,
yeah.
what the hell?
That's what they meant. So I was even
that.
and I respond to him. I'm like, it's like, no, you dumbass, bleepity bleep 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 bleep. Tell your staff to get their shit together. I don't want your free bottle service, dude. You're no corkage fee type of crap. So I was like pissed off about that too. And then it gets even more interesting. So next thing I know, and I still have it. By the way, Yelp deleted my review. They kept my friend's review. I guess it was that bad that they deleted my review. And so next thing I know, I get a message on Yelp.
In this day and age, you'd probably be charged with a hate crime.
Yeah, no, probably, seriously.
God.
But the server that I was referring to, I didn't even know her name. She responds to me, this long review, like, she says, hey, I just want to say thank you for your review. Thank you that you, reading your review, gave me the courage to finally quit. They've been treating us like crap and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, but I can't help but to say you've said some very hurtful things. By the way, I have a bachelor's degree. I'm working here because I have a daughter and blah, 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 blah. I'm serious, dude. I could pull up that review, dude. And she was like, but yeah, so like, yeah. So she's like, but I quit and da, 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 da. And I don't think she was joking. I think she was dead serious.
She was fucking dead serious.
Yeah, she was dead serious. So.
Oh my god.
That's fun.
I didn't say that, but like it gets even like more I guess kind of more funny. I respond to her, I'm like,
God, I wonder how fast she gets her kids' food to him. I'm
Oh, shots fired.
You were definitely a jerk.
Yeah.
Now you're an honorary.
that's
jerk.
why we're called Circle of Jerks, dude. But like I respond to her, I'm like, dude, like I'm glad you quit that stupid ass place, and your idiot boss messaged me offering free like no corkage free bottle service. Tell them like. Bleep, 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 bleep. And then I'm like, dude, I don't even know you, dude. I was just talking shit because I was angry, man. I don't know your life. I was just like talking shit, but I'm like, hey, good for you for quitting, man. Awesome,
So I don't hate you. Good job for quitting.
yeah. And so I post that whole thing. So I'm like, damn, dude. Like again, in the beginning, I'm usually the type of person to just not say anything, let things go. But I'm glad that I finally took action and wrote that review, even though it was really bad. But it came to a point where she read it and she quit. So I wrote this like whole status report thing on my Facebook. I'm like, dude, like power to the people, man. You gotta like be active, speak up when something's wrong. And then I even said like, dude, yeah, my review was pretty harsh, but I was just pissed. It was out of character. And then like people like went on Yelp and read my review, all my friends, and like majority was like, dude, you're so mean. That's jacked up. Except for a couple people. Except for my buddy Paul No.
That's the Paul No.
Oh, of course, Paul No. Paul No was the only one that really, ha, 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 ha. And he messaged me and he goes, dude, what's this terrible place you went to? And then I told him the story, and then he was the one that was like, oh, they offered you no corkage fee? LOL, what an idiot. He was the only one that was laughing about it. While everyone else was like, dude, you're an asshole, James. Blah, 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 blah.
I have literally heard this story like 4 times, and I laughed just as hard as the first time.
I don't remember when I first told you. Like,
I think you told.
I'm surprised I didn't tell you.
I know. I think you told because you told me about this about like a year or 2 after I met you, and it's still funny to this day. Oh my god, I'm crying.
Yeah, and you know what? It kind of worked against me too because like actually one of this girl that I dated, she read it and she was like. She kept it in the back of her mind, so, you know, there was a time where she got mad at me. She was like, yeah, you judged me just like how you judged that girl on Yelp.
Oh,
I'm like,
I know who that is, too.
Like, sorry, dude. But that was my story. That's my Yelp story.
That's fucking good, though.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Again, it was like, I don't even know her. I was just pissed, you know?
Yeah,
I was just pissed.
we've all been there.
I know.
Oh my gosh. It's still funny to this day.
Oh,
Oh, fuck,
face
man.
Is that a good way to end the show?
That's a
That
good
is
way
a
to
good
end
way
it.
to
That's a perfect.
Anyways,
that's a perfect capper. That's a perfect.
How can people reach you, Devin?
Yo, if you want to get a hold of me, you can come by twitch.tv/MMOVAN. V as in Victor.
Yeah, we'll have the links in the description as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll probably be posting a recap of this video if I get a recap of this on my Twitch channel. So, yeah, you can find me there. You can find me by just Deven, Deven Strader at Facebook. I don't mind. You can message me in person. You guys all know me through here. These are personal friends of mine. So,
I'd happily love to talk to anybody. And dude, this was so much fun. You
Dude,
guys have such good
awesome.
stories. This was kick ass, and I appreciate that it's only an hour and a half right now because I actually was for a minute like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. I had to.
This is great,
I had
though.
to institute a strict like hour and a half cap because.
Dude, you could go all night.
yeah.
I could talk to you fuckers for
I mean,
hours.
Yeah.
our longest podcast that we've done was like almost like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was Nam Fam Bam.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have you guys in for a cooking channel. We're gonna go.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
24
absolutely,
hours.
Yeah,
dude.
I would
Of
love
course,
that,
of course, we're going
Fuck
to.
yeah.
No,
Of
of
course,
course.
we're going to.
And I actually
I'll
learned a
line up
lot.
for
I'm not
everybody.
into gaming. I learned a lot. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just the deeper sense and the
Yeah, because I was
community
fully
culture, so-
expecting to like just be like kind of like blinking out during like the gaming talk.
Honestly,
but no,
me
I was
too.
I was fully engaged, and you know,
Oh, cool.
that was great.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I feel bad
And
that you two
that's-
aren't gamers.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's kind of what I was hoping for because I kind of wanted to share that aspect of gaming with you guys, because obviously I'm into it, but I know you guys.
Right, because
aren't
half the
into
time
it.
Robert talks about games, and my eyes like I'm just like thinking about ponies.
It's because honestly, the thing about it, Robert's probably talking about something specific in a game. If we're talking about how it can hit home in a lot of ways,
Yeah,
and
no,
like
that-
a lot of
which
people,
that I appreciate.
That's
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot
I'm
of
like-
people think it's weird to watch Twitch. People are like, why are you gonna watch somebody play a video game?
I-
The
and-
best example I can give anybody is if Tom Brady had a camera in his helmet and could talk to you while he was throwing that football. I bet your ass would be watching.
Yeah, like just thinking like
You
the
know what
inner monologues. Like, all right, I see Gronkowski, and then like
Exactly. Imagine
Yeah.
that for football. Like you'd be watching in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
video games.
Well,
are.
and I think
Or on
with
Twitch.
when it comes to like the Twitch or YouTube gaming or whatever, watching someone else play a game that I've played 1,000 times, but you're seeing it through a new lens. You're seeing them play it for the first time and how they react to it. It's like, man, I would have never thought to have done it that way, and somehow it worked. And
Yeah.
it's kind of. You're seeing the game through a new lens, and same thing. Like when we watch fighters, it's like everyone has a different style, and you're seeing like, oh wow, they're doing something
even if it's
very
the same
different.
style, it's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's kind of that's how I see gaming. And so I'm glad you came on and you were able to articulate it a little bit better than I have been able to. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I had
That's
a lot of
dope, dude.
Let's do it again.
yeah, you're shit, Robert.
This is not the last.
No, you're
It's definitely the first though.
yeah. You're an honorary jerk. You'll
Yes,
you'll be on again.
For sure.
I love it. I'd love to.
Shout outs to Pineapple Hill for
yes.
Thanks, guys. Thank
Yeah.
you all so much. It was so much fun.
Well, it's been a great episode of the podcast. If you want to, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment. We'd love to have that. If you want to hit us up, we are on Twitter at podcastcoj, and our Instagram handle is Circle of Jerks Podcast. And you have all the links for Deven here if you want to hit him up on Twitch or on Facebook. Or hell, if you're in the valley and you want to go to have a drink at Pineapple Hill, just go and hit them up.
Make sure you like and subscribe so you get that free food
Yeah.
and drink.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
At least
the
comment.
caveat.
There you
if
go.
you, if
Yeah,
you can't
comment.
subscribe, because I know it comes down to money, comment.
Yeah, and
You can talk shit.
yeah,
Talk shit. We'll fight. Come to the bar. You get free food and I'll fight you.
Roadhouse.
But yeah, so and we also have a ton of old episodes of the Circle of Jerks podcast. This is the first one of the year. We have a ton of old content that you can come check out. Some clips if you don't want to watch the full on podcast. We have every Tuesday at 8 o'clock ish. We have nocturnal transmissions with Andy and myself, talking about stuff going on in the news, movie reviews, all sorts of bullshit going on with Andy and myself. And while it's on a little bit of a hiatus, my show, Up by Up Down, a bunch of old clips from me cursing at games and playing all those old NES and Super Nintendo games. So come check that out as well. And until next time, have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.
Deuces.
Good times.
Good times. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.